Hi everyone, Ash and Amanda here.
Hello.
Thanks for listening to the very first episode of our podcast, On the Phone, an idea that you'll hear us come up with in real time, about 20 seconds into this episode.
You'll also hear that some topical stories we discussed, Jojo Siwa, have changed in the time since we recorded. Please forgive us. In the future, episodes will come out much closer to recording.
Yep, you can look forward to new episodes every Sunday, because what better way to fend off the Sunday scaries than a fun little convo between friends?
So without further ado, we give you the first episode of On the Phone with Amanda and Ash, or Ash and Amanda, whichever one we happen to say that day. Thanks for listening, and we hope you enjoy. Bye!
Bye!
You're on the phone. You're on the phone. You're on the phone with Amanda and Ash.
Did you say ah?
I said Ash.
Oh. Hey, our call is being recorded.
Who needs Big Brother when you can just do it yourself?
Wait, I like how our podcast is getting, or our live stream is getting lower and lower lift. We're like, now we're not actually live. It's just previously recorded conversations that we've.
It's just a phone call. Hey guys, welcome to our podcast. Oh my god, that would be such low lift.
It's called I Was High. We just record every time I call you when I'm high.
Oh my god.
And then because those are about 45 minutes usually.
That would be an insanely low. I wonder what
Would that be the lowest lift podcast ever?
I think so. And honestly, I'm not mad at it.
Okay.
It's just called On the Phone with Amanda and Ash.
Yes. All right, guys, welcome to our first episode. You heard us conceive of the show right now. You're listening to On the Phone with Amanda and Ash. We are on the phone.
On the phone. On the phone you have me, Amanda.
And you have me, Ash Perez. Is this like our
White Whale, our chicken shop,
no,
our
no,
hot ones.
I have another analogy. Our SNL Kath and or what the NPR sketch, the one that they're using to sell Capital One.
Capital One, yeah, the sweaty balls.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, how I know Capital One is targeting millennials. I was like, I love this commercial.
With Anna Gasteyer and Molly Shannon.
Literally, I will buy anything from any of the SNL women ever. If Maya Rudolph is like, here, use this tennis racket, I'll be like, guess I'm playing tennis. If Tina Fey had used whatever Lady Gaga used for her migraines, I'd be like, I can't wait to get a migraine.
I like the idea of you starting to play tennis and then like you get really good and then somehow like you're at Wimbledon and they're like, what made you start tennis? Like
Maya Rudolph.
They're like, but she's not a tennis player, and you're like, but she gave me a tennis racket.
Have you not seen the hilarious commercial called Maya versus the tennis club?
No, is that real?
No, see, that was part of. Wow, I need to get back into acting. That was acting.
Oh, because Maya and Amy are doing commercials for Ring Doorbell right now.
What? Oh, wait, are they? Is it like where they're joking at each other, basically? Where it's like they're joking at each other's doorbells?
The only one I've seen is one where they were like, hey, we're hanging out. Why don't we get some food from that like taco place we got a few weeks ago? And they go back through Amy's Ring Doorbell and they find the taco place. And then they go back too far and there's a raccoon party.
What?
I don't know. Comedy.
Hey, listen, I'm upset that I don't have a Ring Doorbell. I have an Arlo. Okay, I'm literally opening a beer on our show.
You are easily influenced. Like the fact that...
Oh, wait, you know this about me, that I notoriously got a car because somebody... I cannot have streaming services with ads because
Correct.
I once saw this ad for this dishwasher soap. One ad that was like, this Cascade Final Clean whatever is the only dishwasher soap you need. And my ex wouldn't let me get it because we currently had dishwasher soap, but she said I could get it once it was like completely done. And I waited for months for this dishwasher soap.
Did it stop? recording?
No, I don't know what that sound was. It says it's still recording.
Oh, okay. Weird.
Uh,
I thought you were going to say that you dumped the existing dishwasher soap out so you could get
no,
a
I
new
would have gotten in trouble if I did that. But the other thing I did was that
We're not talking
uh,
about that.
a random dealership sent me a flyer that said, "Do you need a new car?" And I turned in my car that was not even needing to be turned in.
I don't think I knew that. I knew that you got a new car, and I thought it was just because you wanted an electric one, but I couldn't remember if your last one was electric or not.
No, it wasn't with this one. It was when I had just gotten my first car was a Mazda 6, and then I got a Prius C.
Yeah.
And that was my first car. And Zach Kornfeld still has that car. Like, we got them at the same time, same color and
Oh,
everything.
I thought he had your car, and I was like,
No,
oh,
we
okay.
would park next to each other at BuzzFeed in the same exact car at Siren. And then,
Twinsies,
yeah,
friends.
twinsies. And then, oh man, the problem is my ADHD is so bad. I was just thinking about BuzzFeed and how the best gift I ever got sent to me from a brand was a Dyson vacuum. That was insane.
Must be nice.
Like seven, honestly, being even remotely famous for even a second was worth it for the Dyson.
That is an expensive
It's like
vacuum.
$800.
A vacuum. Did you see that the Try Guys released a podcast talking about BuzzFeed?
Yes, it was really good. I
I
listened to
haven't
it.
listened to it yet. I saw like bits and pieces of it.
I forgot about the release the image
Well,
release thing with Keith. Do you remember that?
that was one of the clips I saw. Were you one of the people who signed it and was like, "Oops"?
Yes, I think I was. Literally, I forgot about it until I was listening to it, and I'm like, wait, I think that's me. I think that's me that Keith was talking about. It's weird because I've been talking about BuzzFeed so much because of doing the Good Hang thing with Amy Poehler. We were talking about BuzzFeed. And then
Yeah,
doing Try Guys stuff, so much BuzzFeed stuff has come up. And even just like, you know that I was afraid of Keith when I was at BuzzFeed? Or not
really?
not at BuzzFeed and joining the Try Guys. I was like, and I've told Keith this recently in a I think in a podcast that we did that I was afraid of him. Yeah, he was just he's like a hard comedy guy. You know, he's like from
Yeah,
Chicago and did comedy. And I always had the fear at BuzzFeed that like I wasn't like I got lucky somehow and I wasn't
yeah,
comedy enough, you know. Like Quinta was like that too, doing stand up and improv, and I hadn't like formally I'd taken like one UCB class.
yeah. I think the problem too is you didn't come in because since I came in as an intern
Yeah.
and I was like one of my first shoots was Keith was directing. It was when AI used to do those wrestler videos. No.
Oh
It was
yeah.
it was like things that like
That would be
X would do
weird.
that would be creepy if you
Yes.
did it. And the
Yes.
first one was a wrestler one, and so Keith was, I think, still a fellow at that time.
Yes.
And I fucked up his audio, but he was very nice about it.
You know, it's so funny that because I was an intern, but I was an intern for BuzzFeed
Edit,
Edit in
yeah,
New York, and it was a completely like a similar but completely different experience. And that's what Keith said that part of the reason he didn't like me at BuzzFeed, which all this came out in the lie detector, which was very fun and juicy, was that
oh
I know was that he thought that I just came in out of nowhere and got like all the resources. And
that's okay, that's weird.
yeah, I mean, I get it. I from his perspective, I definitely thought back in the day that it was like a white guy thing of like I just felt like the guys across the board got all the attention and Zay only gave a shit about them and didn't care about what any of the girls were doing.
Yeah,
And but I also do understand from his perspective, like I had never been on the video side. Like I hadn't made a
yeah,
video and then all of a sudden he was like Violet was the only channel that was a separate channel for one specific thing.
oh sure.
You know,
Well,
they wanted a Try Guys channel.
yeah, I guess I mean I wasn't up there. I wasn't up at his rank uh as long or at all because
Yeah.
I was like I never really felt that about you, but also I did feel that about certain other producers.
Yes. Who were your peers, probably?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But also it's like one of those things where I look back on it now and I was just being foolish. So
Well, and that's even what we said to each other is like, oh, we were just insecure and jealous because we were,
yeah,
like 22 and 25. Like, it wasn't personal. It was just like, because it was the Hunger Games that we were in. We were literally
true.
pitted in the fucking Hunger Games, but with content. And you
And
had to be
it's
comparing yourself to your friends.
so stupid too, because can I tell you how badly I wanted one of those dumb fucking buttons that you would get for
Me
hitting a
too.
million views?
I only got one button ever.
Never got any.
Also, do you watch Severance? I was listening to Zach Evans do a live stream with someone from BuzzFeed too, and they were talking about how that's so Severance coded. And I'm like, oh, it
Really?
is
No,
so
I don't watch
Severance
Severance.
coded. In Severance, they give him these dumb little prizes that mean nothing, but it's like a big deal. And I'm like, oh my God, the way that people would have murdered themselves for a button.
Well, and it's like,
Did you get a hoodie?
no.
I never got the 1 million
Wait,
hoodie or whatever.
that wasn't the red hoodie though, was it?
No, the red hoodie we all got.
Yeah, I was like,
And
that's
then
when I can't remember what
there was a
the other hoodie
BuzzFeed
looks
motion,
like.
the corgi hoodie.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
No, I remember it just devolving so much that we got to a point where one intern wanted to make people drink their own pee for the first time,
Oh yes. Oh
and
my
no,
God.
all of the producers are like, "What the fuck?" And nobody would do it, so it was only interns who were in the video.
Wait, I remember there were so many things that could be in a show. There was like, oh, interns aren't allowed to drink anymore because they were getting drunk in the middle of the day. And then it was like interns yeah, and
Just an
then they would
HR
have
nightmare.
yeah, to become into a fellow, you would have to do something that got attention. And so I feel like some people would make really cool stuff. Like Jen Ruggiero used to make stop motion stuff that was amazing. And then you had the
Oh my
other
god, I forgot
level
about that.
that was just extreme, where people were like, "Oh, I don't know why I did that again." We'll see what this sounds like when we record it and upload it.
Yeah.
Um, but then there were other people who were making people drink their own pee for the first time, and it was like, "Is this a joke?" I remember the whole office being like, "Is this a joke?" It was also, do you think about how weird it was that we used to be able to reply? Like, you could send an email to the whole office, and that was normal. People like
Oh,
Eugene
the
would send
reply
out,
alls.
yeah, but Eugene would send a reply all to like 150 people in the office
Yeah. Well, because
about
those
queer prom.
those casting emails would go out and be like looking for,
Mm-hmm.
or when we used to do what did we call them? Like not brainstorms. What did we call them?
Oh, I don't remember what they're called.
I can't remember either. What a
It's
weird culture.
it seems fake that we lived in, and then I went through it again with AG in the pandemic on the Biden campaign. I went through BuzzFeed
Oh,
2.0. It was crazy, and the crazier thing was that there was only like five of us who actually knew what it was like to be executing at that level, and
yeah.
everything else was just trying to catch people up to what the hell it even means to produce at that level.
That's an interesting thing that I feel like I'm learning now is that it's like not everyone produces the way that we had to
No, no, I
at,
mean,
at
most people, to be able to, like, I like my girlfriend was like confused by the whole, I'm saying my girlfriend in case this is actually a podcast. I realize I would just normally say her name, but
I know.
um it are we just Jojo Siwa? Are we just recording our lives too while talking about Jojo Siwa recording her life?
Do I need to have a revelation right now?
A Siwa intervention. I mean, I think we are. This is just late stage capitalism, baby. We're just living through it.
Yeah.
We all need to just have as many shits and giggles as we can before the whole. I'm just waiting for the big one to come. Every earthquake that happens, I'm like, Is this it? Is this it? And they've been lasting a little bit longer now.
It's crazy that you said the big one, and I was like in my head going through. I'm like, does he mean earthquake? Does he mean like a bomb? Does he mean
What?
like? I'm like, what
Is
apocalypse
it
could it be?
zombies? Is it?
Is
It
it a
could be anything.
meteor?
Does he mean running out of supplies because of a fake trade war? Like,
Yeah, is it tariffs? Is it a dictator president? Who knows?
oh my god. The revolution will be televised and the end of civilization will be live streamed.
Look, I don't know if this is a thought that I should be sharing on the phone or on what might be a podcast.
We could always cut it, which is what we say in every podcast we ever think we're going to do.
I've been thinking about the revolution a lot.
Oh yeah, duh. I'm like ready to. I'm like, do I need to have an iPod Mini with the Jean Valjean, like only Jean Valjean singing "I Dreamed a Dream" that
We'll
is
see.
like ready to go at all times?
That's what I mean, though, is that when you think of the revolution, most people's minds go to either 1776, like the
Hmm.
American Revolution, or the French Revolution.
Yeah.
That's not what it would look like today. Like, I think the revolution is going to be online.
Well, yeah, it's more like the Arab Spring, but it's still always. You're right. Actually, that's an interesting thought. Yeah, it might not be as like guillotine online or in the streets, but more like you're canceled basically.
I don't even mean that. I mean it more like the warriors will be hackers,
Oh, sure.
because it's like like there's no way that we could ever overtake the government.
Yeah.
They will use drones, which is again just technology of somebody sitting in a like in a
Yeah,
room.
it is gonna be it's gonna be like now I'm just picturing Rihanna in Ocean's 8.
Oh my god, it's
Just an
just gonna be
army of
Rihanna.
Rihannas.
It's just gonna be Rihanna saving the world.
Eight ball or nine ball? Is her name nine ball, but she carries an eight ball? I can't remember.
Her name's Nine Ball,
But I think she
and
uses an eight ball.
I thought it was a nine ball and the mouse. Hold on, I'll look it up.
I'm pretty sure it's an eight ball in the mouse, which is what confused me.
Because doesn't she make like a joke of like, wow, we're really going off on different tangents here. If the FBI shows up at my door, it's because of this conversation.
Oh, this one right now?
Yeah,
The FBI can fucking come hang out. Like that short that you watched where the girl makes friends with her FBI person.
I watched a short about that.
Yes, didn't you go to some festival where it was like there was a short like Tim where a girl is her live stream, she's talking to whoever's watching her on the other side?
I don't know if that was me.
I think it was with my ex. Didn't you guys go to a festival in like Toronto?
Oh, I don't remember anymore.
You don't
I
remember
mean,
any of those?
we've been to many festivals, but I don't remember any of the videos.
Yeah, I
And
think it
yes,
was.
Rihanna's name was Nine Ball.
But did she use an eight? That's not what we wanted to know. We wanted to know
Oh, you're
whether
right.
she used an eight ball.
You're right. Nope, it's a nine ball in the mouse.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of weird like Shazam lore do I have in my head? Or like you know what I'm talking about, the Shazam
Your
effect where
Mandela
people.
effect is Rihanna as eight ball.
Yes. The Mandela, is that what it is? The Mandela effect is the
Yeah,
Shazam thing. It's not named after Nelson Mandela, right?
it is.
It is? What?
Yeah,
Why?
hold on. This is the podcast.
I mean, the podcast is happening. This is the podcast, and it's great. And we finally found it, Amanda. The reason that all of our other podcasts haven't happened is because there's too much lift. And this is the lowest lift
Lowest
podcast
lift. Yeah.
ever. What's it?
Uh, the term comes from the widespread belief that Nelson Mandela died in prison during the 1980s when he was actually released in
Oh.
1990. Bless you.
Interesting. Okay.
Just, I wish I was high. No, if I was high, this would make way less sense. We've already tried that with Bluntly Speaking.
Yeah, that's true. I'm so sorry. Well, we can alternate who's high.
That's true.
heck are these noises happening? I don't know if these noises are like the chat, aka the government being like, yes, we love it, it's funny.
Is it just a constant reminder that it's like, hey, you're still recording this?
Oh,
You know
maybe.
that, right?
What's our probably because Apple doesn't want to get sued. What's this podcast called? On the phone?
Yeah, on the phone with Ashton.
With that. I love it. I love all of
If
TikTok,
it
I
sounds
realize,
good,
is just
let's
like
fucking do it.
it's just gossip. TikTok is just human gossip.
Yeah, that's true. And I love every second of it. The amount of times I've gone deep because somebody will just have a TikTok up that's like, I can't believe so and so said this. And I'm
Yes.
like, wait, who's so and so? Let me go into the comments. Is there a search bar? Let me go see.
Literally, I just learned who. Okay, the other night I obviously did the JoJo Siwa and
Chris Hughes.
Chris Hughes, like went
Yeah.
deep there, and then no updates besides she was back home and like sad, and he clearly was friend zoning her.
Yeah, he absolutely friend zoned her,
Yeah,
but she,
yikes.
I mean, it's hard because, and this is a problem that is very new for this generation, but not for like our generation.
Mm.
It's happened a few times where most of like our generation came out as bi first and then
Yes,
like lesbian.
yes,
And
yes.
since it's more
This generation
normalized,
is too liberated,
yeah,
and they
since
went
it's,
straight to being lesbians.
and then they're like, oh wait, I like they made that decision too early, which feels weird for me to say.
And they went straight to being lesbians because of Haley Kiyoko.
And you know what? I get it.
And we get it, Haley Kiyoko. We've watched your videos. I would go straight to being a lesbian too. But
Oh,
instead, they're all
what a
just
time.
learning that they're little queer babies. Isn't it
Also,
so weird to watch? I feel like they're actual children. But then, like, they're older than Robert, or like some of the TikTokers. Like, do you ever think about how Justin Bieber's getting old?
yeah, wait, when was he born? I'm older than him,
I don't
right?
know. Well, he has a child. And I'm like, Justin Bieber is a child. How could he be that old?
How can he have a baby if he's already a baby?
Yeah, like he literally sang baby. That was what he did. I'm so confused by it.
How can the baby who sang baby have a baby?
Oh my god, I also feel old. I was watching this Pokemon live stream where they were pulling Pokemon cards and they're like, this deck is so old and it's so valuable. It's from 2010. And then they were like,
No.
what were you guys doing in 2010?
No.
And people in the chat were like, I was being born.
Oh god.
I was like, holy shit. Wait,
I
should
can't
this
even
be
imagine.
a live? Because if this is a live stream, then we're gonna have to upload our just the audio of it. Or I mean, the podcast is way easier, right?
I think I just figured we were doing both at this point.
No, we are, but they both have to
Okay.
be. I don't know what we're gonna do for the live stream version.
Well, I
Kind of
think
like
the
an
live
old
stream
school
version is just a
unsolved
different
thing
thing.
where it's just no. This is the live stream.
Wait, what?
I thought
But
our
this is
po- I thought our podcast was just uploading a conversation, or I thought our live stream was just uploading a conversation that we were having, or is that a podcast?
that's a podcast.
Okay, so this is a podcast.
Yes.
Let's keep brainstorming.
Let's keep thinking about it.
That was my other suggestion for I really want this show to just be called Let's Keep Thinking About It. And it's just me suggesting new things as we talk and you going let's keep thinking about it and refusing to land on anything. That's such a funny bit. Like that's you could do 14 seasons of HBO like Curb style of that.
Let's keep thinking about it.
Yeah, exactly. And I just said that and you're like, yeah, let's keep thinking about it. Which is
Let's
the
just keep
bit.
playing with it.
Let's keep playing. Let's retool a little and then come back.
Yeah. Let's circle back.
Circle back. The one, okay, on the Amy Poehler podcast, the part of mine that got cut when everyone was doing their funny bits uh
Oh,
on
corporate speak.
corporate speak, which oh my god, can I tell you I was so nervous on that podcast and like barely made any jokes and Kirsten was like, "Why were you being so quiet on the podcast?" Because everybody in my life told me to be cool around Amy Poehler.
Too cool.
I
Too
went
cool.
too cool. I went way too cool. Like nonchalant, like kind of
They're like,
comatose.
Quinta calls you and is like, Amy thinks you hate her.
Amy actually thinks you hate her and that you have disdain for her. And Amy thinks that I also, there's this thing being trans now where it's like, how do I signal to a woman that I'm not just a man, you know?
Sure,
Because
that's fair.
it's horrifying. I'm like, my God, does Amy Poehler just think I'm a man and not like a striving young girl who like was born and raised on the Mindy Project and New Girl and Parks and Rec and 30 Rock? Like, I'm not a
Yeah.
man, Amy Poehler, but I am.
I need you to know that I wasn't socialized.
Well,
Is
I
that
think probably when I said that Janine was based on me, there was a little bit going on because I don't think Amy Poehler knows I'm trans.
oh sure.
Which, why would she? Why would Amy Poehler know I exist? Except for we did meet her before.
We
Which,
sure did.
you know, it was sad. Did I tell you this?
What?
When we hopped on, she said hi to everyone and she was like, "Hi, Kate. Nice to see you again. Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you." And Kate was very
Oh,
nice and was like, "Actually, you met Ash too when we were at the, in Vegas." And she was like, "Oh, yeah." And I was like, "I had blonde hair then." So, and she was like, "Thank you. That's very kind of you for like giving me that."
wait, that ended up wasn't that actually on the podcast?
Was it?
Ah, why do I feel like I saw that unless you've recounted that to me already?
Maybe I recounted it to you.
Okay.
I think I did. The other day, I was also, because I recounted it to you, I couldn't remember what was on the podcast or not.
Oh, fair.
That was insane, though. And I loved how in the actual podcast, Quinta is like, um, Amy, I need you to know how freaked out the people who were talking to you were. And it's
And
so
she was
true.
right.
Me, Zach, and Kate afterward were like, are we alive? But yeah, it turns out I turned into a brick wall when I'm like trying to be cool.
We're like, Ash, be cool, and you're just like, sup.
Literally, if I say one word, it'll ruin it.
And that's called anxiety.
Okay, wait. I've realized lately how bad my anxiety is. Did you know your anxiety was always really bad?
um, I don't think I knew what it was until like 4 years until like during the pandemic.
Really? That late?
I guess like I just didn't know like uh did I know it was anxiety? I guess I did know it was anxiety, but
Well, maybe not actually, because I only found out like a couple years before that when I started therapy. I remember telling my therapist I was like the cool, calm one, and she's like, "You're one of the most anxious people I've ever met." She like laughed, and I was like, "Is that a joke?" And she was like, "No."
oh my god, that's so fucking true. God, sometimes our lives are very parallel.
I know, that's how I found out I had anxiety, because I made a joke about being super chill and or not even a joke. I just told my therapist I was calm. She told me I was anxious. I thought it was a joke. That's how much anxiety I have.
Because I feel like I have at one point been like, no, I'm really laid back. I'm really cool,
Yeah,
chill.
I'm really cool. You know that also my do you know my therapist was writing my actual diagnosis, because you know you have codes for therapy or whatever. Mine
Mhm.
was the code. I looked it up one day because I was like, "Oh, I need to put this in this insurance form." The code was for PTSD, and I went to Nagar, my therapist, and was like, "Oh, that's so funny that you have to put like PTSD on my thing for in order to get it covered by insurance. That's so funny." And she's like, "You have PTSD."
Oh.
And I was like, "Wait, what?" Literally, I've learned everything about myself in therapy. It turns out I was 0% self-aware, but thought I was 100.
Yeah. But even those who overanalyze and can pinpoint their emotions, TikTok has told me, still not good.
Well, the thing is, we're intellectualizing, we're not feeling.
That's what it is. Yeah.
Which she also told me. She told me that I editorialize my life. And I was like, "Well, I'm a writer." And she's like, and I'm only just now realizing, like, even in the last week, like talking with my partner now, realizing that, like, oh, that's a real thing that I need to keep still working on, because my first instinct is always to intellectualize and be like, what does this mean?
Yeah, fair.
Do you
Yeah,
have
I've just
OCD? Do you get stuck in like loops of thinking about stuff, or is your anxiety more like worry about the
my,
future?
yeah, my anxiety is catastrophizing.
Oh.
I literally had a thought today because I woke up and I've just been letting myself have breakdowns because it's like
Mm-hmm.
just helping me through it.
Mm-hmm.
But I literally woke up today and was like, "Oh my God, what if I die before my girlfriend gets home tomorrow?"
Have
Like
you?
those are the crazy thoughts that I
Oh my
have.
god! It's literally like the movie What About Bob? Have you seen What About Bob with Bill Murray?
No,
He's
I
a
haven't.
neurotic man, and Richard Dreyfuss is his therapist who he drives crazy. That's the whole tagline, which is brilliant.
Hmm.
But he literally has these irrational fears. He's like, what if my bladder explodes right now? And it's like, yeah, you waking up and being like, what if I die before Fiona gets here?
But then my immediate second thought was, well, at least there's enough food for the animals to survive until Fiona gets home.
Wait, Amanda, I literally today, when I was overfeeding my cats, was like, well, at least if something happens and for some reason I die, they can probably survive for like 3 to 4 weeks, and then someone will probably be able to find them and break in.
Yeah, I've given. Now, I just want to make it clear because I have both animals next to me. Juniper, I don't know you that well yet, so I can't give you that permission. But I have given Honey permission to eat me if I pass away and she needs sustenance.
Oh yeah, the thing is, you would have to give a dog a permission. I just
Because
know my cats would eat me.
I was just like, because cats will just do
Steve
it.
would go right, probably before we even died fully. Steve would start eating. You know, the other day we were cleaning.
Steve, I'm alive still.
Literally, we were cleaning Steve the other day. The other thing is like he hates being pet or brushed with like a formal brush thing. Although we just got one that he liked, but
Mhm.
he hates that shit. Except for if you give him chicken or cheese, string cheese, you can do literally whatever you want to Steve. We were trying to like pet or brush his hair, like shave a little bit on the back because his hair's long by his butt, and so him and Pepe need their butt shaves for a sanitary one. And Steve was like
Yes.
nomming and was like as he was also yelling and like it was crazy. It was actually one of the craziest things I've ever seen. I was like, Steve is so mad, but he doesn't care because he's hungry.
Yeah. Man, the animals.
Yep. Oh, my girlfriend's calling right now, but I feel like our podcast needs to go longer. I'm just gonna have her. I'm gonna call her back.
I'm actually not sure what are we at.
We're at 31 minutes. We need to go another like 15. I feel like a
Okay.
good podcast is 45.
I can go 15, but then I have to get back to potentially putting together a table.
What? I thought you're supposed to be cleaning your apartment. What do you mean putting together a table?
I'm doing both.
What is the
Uh,
table for?
I got us a new coffee table, and I wanted to put it together before she got home.
Oh, is that a surprise?
No, she knows I got it.
Oh.
I'm not gonna buy any furniture without her knowing.
Oh, I was gonna say, you should undo that coffee table because you shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, no, she knows that I got it, but I wanted to surprise her with it like already being together.
Oh, I just got Christine some wasabi seaweed, and that's my surprise.
Oh,
Look at us.
yeah, I need to go get some more things for. I have like a bunch of things that I'm surprising Fiona with,
Oh, that's cute.
like
I haven't
puzzles
you
and
been like
snacks.
yeah, haven't you been like collecting little things for her?
Yeah, I got puzzles, I got snacks, I got actually we should play this at some point, but there is a Survivor video game for Switch
What? Wait,
and you can like
how'd you get her the game without like have you just not given her the code yet?
no, she's somebody who buys the physical games.
Really?
Yeah, because she's like and she brings up a good point since we both have Switches. She's like otherwise not like only one of us can play. And I was like, "Oh, that's
Wait,
true."
that's real. I lost some games in the divorce.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I guess I would have lost them either way, but then you can play with them at one
Yeah.
point or another. How's it
Um,
going with the animals bonding? Can we get a progress report on that on for the viewers or for the listeners? Honey
for
is
the
your dog.
Juniper is Fiona's cat.
Yeah, how's the bonding going?
The bonding, we are. It's May. We moved in February, March,
I was like, why
April.
are you
Wow,
starting with the month?
it's been 3 months. Uh, the progress is they coexist very well.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes Juniper, it's honestly best case scenario right now because Honey will lunge at Juniper. Sometimes it's playful, sometimes it's get out of my space. Thankfully, Juniper is never scared of it, so she'll run and then
Hilarious.
run back and bat at her butt. Um, yeah, I mean, Juniper's asleep on one side of the couch and Honey's asleep on the other right now.
I was just gonna say, does that mean Honey's a bottom, but she thinks she's a top? And it reminded me of when me, you, and Kirsten posted a picture from Portland, and we're like, "What's the name of our band?" And Jazz wrote "Bottoms" in all
Bottoms.
caps, which would turn out to be a hit movie, a hit cult movie later.
Yeah, truly. I think that Honey is Honey a bottom?
Pepe's a bottom, and then Kachi and Steve are tops for sure.
I think Honey really wants to be a top, but she
Honey,
can be. I think Honey's
wait,
verse.
Honey, no, Amanda, Honey is a bottom. I'm so sorry.
Honey, Honey tops Juniper a lot, not in a weird
No,
way.
I don't believe it.
Do you think that Juniper is topping from the bottom?
Yes, because she's a cat. That's literally what being a cat is about, topping from the bottom.
By the way, just to be clear, none of this is sexual.
Oh, yeah, yeah. This is just like proverbial tops and bottoms. We're talking energy here.
Yes, yes,
We're talking energy, not interspecies top and bottoming.
yes.
Um, we're rewatching. I've just decided I'm gonna say Christine's name in this because it's too hard to
Be like
remember not
my
to.
girlfriend.
My girlfriend. But Christina and I are rewatching 30 Rock, and there was a joke about bottoming where Jack was like, "I'm gonna be your bottom. You can ride me so hard." And Christine was like, "I don't think I would have gotten that joke 10 years ago." And I was like,
Oh,
"Wow, look at the culture."
just yeah. We had a.
Constitution Bill of Rights.
You guys didn't go to Dyke Day last year, did you?
No, we drove. I think we drove by it. I think we were coming home from something, and
Yeah,
Migs
you
is
guys were
always
out
at
of town.
Dyke Day, my sibling.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
know that.
Dyke Day is like TikTok live, basically.
Fair, but we should go to Dyke Day this year.
Am I allowed at Dyke Day?
Yes,
There are for sure a lot of trans masks there.
absolutely.
Okay, great. I'll be
We
there.
we in the Willowa community love and welcome our trans brothers.
Is that Women Love Women?
Yes,
That could also be the name of this podcast.
Willowa.
Willowa. Buffy and Willowa.
I don't know if you want to be a part of that podcast if it's called Women Love and Women.
But you know what? I emotionally still relate. But now it's way
That's
weirder,
fair.
can I tell you, as like a perceived what people perceive as a straight man to
Hmm.
watch like super cuts of women kissing is weirder.
Do you feel weirder? You don't
I
feel weirder.
No, I don't because I know who I am and where I came from, but
Yeah,
there's a part of me that's like this is different than when I talked about it as a lesbian.
that's fair. It is. It has been interesting. It's obviously your journey to have, but it
Yeah.
has been interesting um watching you on this journey because yeah, there are some things you can't say anymore.
Yeah, tell everybody that I yelled "What up, slut" from my balcony when you get him in the house. That's our version of the Ring commercial.
Yeah, truly. And but here's the thing: is sometimes I forget how deep your voice is, so I truly did
Oh,
not identify it as you at first.
wait, can I tell you that I saw there were some girls, because you know how Steve goes outside sometimes? So
Yeah.
Steve's is sitting outside and he's like the king of the neighborhood, and people pass by and say hi to him all the time, walking their dogs. But
Mhm.
there's at the end of our block is like this studio that sometimes has like dance not rehearsals, but like auditions or like auditions for. So there's people parking on our street and walking all the time. So clearly some dance audition is going on, and these girls are walking by,
Mhm.
and they're saying hi to Steve, and I just happen to be on my balcony, and I shout down, "His name's Steve." And these girls who were taking pictures of Steve, like, kind of smiled and then immediately left. And I was like, oh my God, they think I'm a creepy man watching them.
I don't know. Yeah, it definitely. Yeah,
Because
I'm
if I,
sorry, bro.
but no, but if I was like, next time I do that, I have to be like, hey, Queens, his name's Steve.
It's like that. There was well, I think I've seen gay men make that kind of TikTok, but I saw
Yes.
recently
When you're
two.
biking.
Yeah, I saw recently two studs who were like did it when they were like walking down the street and they immediately code switch from like super masculine to like super feminine as they're passing by a
Yes.
girl.
Have you seen the one of lesbian girls, lesbian masks interacting with trans masked boys? It's like
No.
lesbian masks with each other being all hard or being like, T, what's up? Blah, blah, blah. And then with lesbian women and trans masked guys being like, I'm a baby, pick me up.
Yeah. No, it's I like when you yelled that from the balcony, I definitely for a second was like, "Oh my God, who's yelling? What man is yelling this?" And
Oh
then
my
I looked
God.
up and I was like, "Oh, okay."
That's horrible, but I understand. I understand and I see the way I give that up. You know okay, here's another like hard thing about transitioning that's really random that I wouldn't have thought was hard. Was learning where my singing voice is. Like
Oh, right, you have to
I
adjust now.
yeah, cuz I could sing along. I knew which Taylor Swift songs I could sing along to and which ones I couldn't and like what notes I could hit. And now I have no fucking clue.
I will say for the record, I wouldn't mind personally
Yeah.
you yelling "What up, slut" if it was inside your house and not just outside.
Okay, that's fair because I was like, wow, I've changed so much. But I'm glad that as between friends, I could still what up slut you.
Yes.
And then the other one that's hard is bitch because I use bitch like totally as a term of endearment.
Yeah, it does it hits a little different now.
Yeah, and my voice keeps getting lower and lower. Christine was also like, when we were traveling or something, I like came up to her and I like scared her shitless. She was like, "Oh my God." The other thing that's really funny is whenever we go shopping, she's like, "Do you know how many Asian men your height there are walking around the store right now?"
Oh my God, did she go up to some of them?
She goes up to like all of them all the time. And she's like, I have to remember what fucking, especially when we go to like Irvine or something, like we've met up in a few places that are like more Asian than the average population in Southern California. And she's like, I could not find you.
Oh no. It
I
was probably
know.
easier when you had your bleach blonde hair.
Yes, much easier that so now and then my cousin at Thanksgiving, I was walking to like the cousins table and he was like, Ash, sometimes I forget that you are just a man because you were walking towards us and I was like, who is that Asian man?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so funny. And I like I can I tell you I forget sometimes too. Keith told me that I was the main reason that he can tell that I'm a man or that I was socialized as a woman was cuz I'm still thoughtful.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I was the only person who brought him a birthday gift to his karaoke thing and he was like,
Oh,
"Okay, this is thoughtful like a woman." Like
yeah.
he's like and that's a good thing. You shouldn't lose that.
Oh, I want. All right. Third season of New Guy Tries. It's just you teaching men to be thoughtful. It's like,
Oh my
bros
god.
bring each other gifts. Come on, bros.
I know. They gotta get in on the by the way, I have like 7 ideas for your birthday gift this year and I don't know which one to go with.
Oh no.
I know.
Wait, did you watch that video of I sent it to both you and Fiona, and I can't remember who responded, of the Costco slip and slide into a pool?
Yes. Oh my god.
Doesn't that look crazy fun?
That looks so fun. The question is, can we rent that? But I think we're gonna have to buy our own slip and slide.
I think we're gonna have to buy our own slip and slide. We can store it in a garage, mine or
Mm-hmm.
yours,
Mm-hmm.
and then we rent a place with a pool, and then we set up the slip and slide to go into the pool.
That looks so fun and also dangerous, but also I'm willing to die in that way. I feel like it would
Sure, sure.
be the most fun way to go.
He died how he lived, slipping and sliding.
He splish splash. He got back in the bath.
Isn't that the pound puppy? Wait,
How was I to know there was a party going on? Pound
I've
puppies. Wait, wait, was that a toy where you washed your little dog?
hang on, hold on. My brain just went. I know that Splish Splash Taking a Bath is another song, but there was a commercial that was Splish Splash taking a bath, doing it with my something
I
something
think it
kids,
was
pound
pound puppies.
puppies.
Pound puppies was a thing where did you give them fake baths? Was it like the whole fake water 90s thing?
Maybe there were so many weird
Oh, I had a
toys in the
weird
90s.
doll that could like suck up like a spoonful of stuff.
Yes, I remember that. I was thinking
Yeah.
about that recently.
That
Wait,
was
is it Cabbage Patch?
fucking voodoo
Doing it with
magic.
my Cabbage Patch Kids, pound puppies?
Is that what it
Am I
was?
making this up? What is
No,
hold on?
pound puppies is definitely something. You've unlocked something in my brain.
I'm googling
Did you see that
because
TikTok that was a girl who Christine sent me this that it's a girl who's like babysitting a child or her niece or nephew and they're like, "Who's on your shirt?" And it was Big Dog and from the 90s and she's like, "Who's Big Dog?" And she's like, "You will never know how much influence this dog had on our culture."
wait, who's Big Dog?
The dog, the like Saint Bernard brand.
Hold on,
Yeah, look it
my
up.
dog is barking.
Big Dog 90s. Yeah, 90s shirts. Big dogs.
Oh, I remember this dog.
Yes. Sorry to this dog.
Sorry.
That could be the name of this podcast. No, that'll be the name of this episode. Sorry to this dog.
Sorry to this dog. We had
Okay.
some weird branded shit in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Remember
I just the
what were
what?
those bunnies that had like sayings underneath them? Also, the
Like a
creepy
Snapple
Emily.
bunny? Do you remember when I think it was Burger King had a drive-through toy that was a gold-plated Pokeball thing?
Yes, because you know what? Fuck, do I still have that?
Mine is upstairs in my house somewhere, and my Pokemon cards, which are worth a shit ton.
We need to get our hands on that, especially since we've been playing the game so much.
Did I tell you that my mom found like 4 unopened original packs from 1999?
No.
Yes. And I looked and we can sell them for like $2,000. Not 2,500.
Oh, okay. I my brain is so torn right now.
Why? Because you're like, that's not that much money, or we should open them?
Yeah, my brain is like, on the one hand, that's a lot of money. On the other hand, what if we open them?
Yep. Well, we got to weigh them apparently to
Oh,
see.
why did the like foilies weigh more?
Yes, the
That makes
foils
sense.
weigh more. And then that'll be our live stream.
Weighing Pokemon cards?
Well, just for one live stream.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so just to be clear what happened tonight, you texted something about, or I texted something about a movie idea. You said something funny. I called you, which is what always happens when I'm high. And then I'm
Yes.
like, I'm high, can you talk? And then we talk. And now in the middle of that, started a podcast, which we started recording and now separately have a podcast. And when we're talking about a live stream, we're brainstorming for future live streams on TikTok.
TikTok. Yes, correct. That
Okay.
is all of the business ventures that I hope you remember tomorrow.
Yep. Well, the thing is, we don't have to remember because now we have a podcast that is us talking on the phone. And with that, we've reached 48 minutes. So we wanted to say thank you for listening to On the Phone with Ash and Amanda. Ash and Amanda or Amanda and Ash? Or Ash and Tamand?
No, not Demand.
Okay, you're right. That's just my special name for you.
Thanks for listening. Subscribe, I guess.
Yeah, send us. I'm sure it's important to leave reviews and subscribe and write things. Tell us what you want us to talk about because I think this is just a hangout podcast. I just did the tripod podcast and it was great. You just walk in and start talking. And that's it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's our podcast. All right, everyone. See you next week, maybe.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. See you next week.